Hello, respected teachers and dear students. I know everybody's bored, but please have some patience because me, Varisa, and my partner, we're going to be talking about a topic that everyone, especially students, have to know, which is
learning from failures.
First, let's check the agenda and see what we'll be talking about for today. First, we will be answering a question, which is, what is failure?
The second is also a question, how can we learn from failures?
Third, what are some key benefits of failure?
And what are some strategies to learn from failure?
Then, we're going to be comparing between good reactions to failure and bad reactions to failure.
And after that, what are some common reactions of failure?
And some famous failures that led to success.
And after that, the last one, a short video about someone experiencing failure and how to deal with it.
Let's start with the question, which is, what is failure? Failure is not merely absence of success, but a meaningful experience in which efforts fall short of expectations, revealing obstacles and challenges that encourage strength, growth, and guide individuals toward future success. Now that we understand what is failure, my partner will tell you guys how we can learn from failures.
We learn from failures by reflecting on our mistakes, making changes, and trying again. Each setback teaches us resilience, creativity, and growth, turning obstacles into steps towards success. And now, what are some key benefits of failure?
First, encourage risk-taking. Experiencing failure shows you that setbacks aren't the end of the road, making you more prepared to take bold chances in the future.
After that, strength creativity. Failure pushes you to think outside of the box, experiment with new strategies, and innovate you beyond your comfort zone.
Third, reveals weaknesses. It exposes gaps in skills, planning, and execution, giving you a clear roadmap for the future.
After that, builds emotional intelligence. Handling failure gracefully will develop empathy and patience, and better communications with others.
It inspires others. Sharing your failures and mistakes openly can motivate and encourage others to do bigger and better things.
Next one, learning and growth. Failure shows you what doesn't work, which often teaches more than success.
Then, motivation and clarity. It can sharpen your goals, which can push you toward smarter and definitely not harder.
And now, what are some strategies to learn from failure?
Reflect. Understand what went wrong and identify the root cause. Second, seek feedback. Learn from others' perspectives and the mistakes that have made.
Third, adjust. Change your methods based on the lessons that you guys have learned.
Then, persist. Keep moving forward despite the setbacks and turn mistakes into lessons for success. Then, focus on the progresses. Evaluation action, instead of blaming the individual, simply supports learning.
Last but not least, celebrate progress. Value small improvements along the way.
Now let's compare two things. Good reactions to failure versus bad reactions to failure.
At first, we're going to start off with a bad reaction. A bad reaction involves denial, blame, and giving up. For example, someone might refuse to acknowledge their mistake and can even point fingers at others. This kind of response are harmful because they prevent growth, reinforce, and fear. And this can damage your relationship or teamwork.
Good reactions to failure involve reflection, resilience, and adaptation. Instead of hiding from their mistakes, a person might tell themselves what went wrong, learn from the experience, and adjust their approach for the next attempt. This kind of response builds strength, encourages creativity, and often leads to eventual success.
And now, the conclusion is denial, blame, and giving up. This was a bad reaction of failure that should be avoided.
While resilience, reflection, and adaptation are good reactions and should be encouraged. Now let's see what are some common reactions to failure that we should all avoid as students.
First, frustration. Feeling upset when things don't go as planned.
Second, fear. Worrying about repeating your mistakes or simply being judged.
Third, disappointment. Sadness when expectations aren't met.
Then, self-doubt. Questioning your ability or the decision that you have made.
Fourth,
Avoidance.
avoidance. Wanting to give up or stop trying. And the last one and the worst one, catastrophizing. Believing that failure ruined everything, but in fact it won't.
Now we have some famous failures that led to success. First, Walt Disney. He was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and was bankrupt several times before creating Disney.
Second, Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first TV job and was told that she was unfit for the television before becoming a media icon.
Then, basketball player Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school basketball team, which motivated him to work harder. And then he became the legend that we all know. J.K. Rowling.
Before Harry Potter was published, J.K. Rowling was a troubled single mother and was living on a welfare, writing stories at the cafes while facing rejections by the publisher.
Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before creating the light bulb, and still he said, "I didn't fail. I just tried over 1,000 things that didn't work out."
And now, the last one and the best success of all time, Albert Einstein, struggled in school and was considered slow by the teachers before becoming one of the greatest scientists of all time.
To better understand how failure can become a stepping stone to success, let's take a short video about someone's experience at failure and how they dealt with it.
Everyone wants to avoid failure, but despite our best efforts, it happens all the time. Failure can be difficult to accept, but it can also be an incredible learning opportunity. Years ago, I wrote my first novel, this science fiction tale of renewable energy and unrequited love, and it was absolutely terrible. Before I started, I had one goal, to create a quality piece of art. And when the final product fell short of this goal, I deemed it a total failure. But after some time passed, I realized I learned more about writing and storytelling from creating that horrible novel than anywhere else. That realization made me reconsider the value of failure. That's all. Failure can bring anyone down. I used to approach each creative project as if it was destined to be a timeless masterpiece. And when the result wasn't as good as I hoped, I'd sink into despair over my apparent lack of talent and vow to never leave the house again. But making myself feel bad got me nowhere. So if you fail, you can mourn for a while, but don't get comfortable in sadness.
And now, this video and the whole seminar was to remind you guys that failure is not something that can define us. What you learn from it does.
Every setback is a setup for a comeback. If we learn from our mistakes, be certain that success will always follow. Thank you.
Thank you.